Hello, my name is Ho Tam, and I'm an artist based in Vancouver. I'm an artist who works in a variety of mediums. I do paintings, photography, video, collage, and book work. The title of my work in the exhibition is Cover to Cover. They are all bodies of work that is part of my book projects. My ideas and inspiration often comes from my everyday life. For example, the People's War and the Monk series. They are started from my desire to photograph everybody in the world. But I soon find that it's impossible, so I sort of limit myself to a certain parameter and themes, which I start asking the subjects to be photographed. For example, in the Toronto part, I chose the guys with the toys, the stuffed animals. Yeah, asking people to pose is very interesting. It's also a very nerve-wracking experience for me because you have to have the courage to go up to strangers and ask them for their permission. And at first, I thought there would be a lot of rejections, but then as time goes by, it feels easier. It seems easier, and almost like 95% of the people I ask agreeable. Otherwise, I would have stopped the project a long time ago. When I'm working on the posing series, I generally sort of arrive on a location and I quickly kind of try to decide on a theme, and usually it's what catches my eyes. For example, in New York City, in the Grand Central Station, what struck me was that was a Friday afternoon, and it was the casual Friday, and everybody's wearing blue shirts mostly. So I decided that's what I wanted to focus on, and I start asking people with blue shirts to be photographed. In Bangkok, Thailand, naturally, and you go on the street, you see a lot of people with yellow robes, or these monks. So that's sort of how this series sort of began. Matinee Idols is a group of paintings that is based on images from the Asian magazines. They are pop stars and movie stars. At the same time, when I was working on these paintings, I also made a series of businessmen, which are older and in suits and ties. When I was making those work, I felt some distance with the businessmen, the series, because of the age difference and their career choices. But as time goes by, I feel more similarities with the group, with the age and also the process of life. Humor is often my preferred way to talk about serious subjects. The Yellow Pages, it is a humorous play with images and text, like an alphabet book. And I want to speak about the disorienting kind of experience of being an Asian living in North America. Magazine is a funny project. I have been making books with the magazine format for some time, and I suddenly realized that I should maybe try to explore the format of the magazine. So I turned all my images into magazine's cover and then putting a magazine title on top. So the result a series of fake magazine covers. And there's a connection, often a very loose connection between the words and the images. And they often kind of make the audience stop and ask themselves, like, sort of, what does that mean? The greatest stories ever told is about money in our everyday world. Money is such an important thing for everyone in our society. But at the same time, the banknotes that I use are only printed paper. And I find that kind of ironic. And so I decided to take them apart into pieces, into collage, and put them back together and create stories. The stories I wrote are modern day fairy tales or fables, and usually they have a twist and trying to be humorous or questioning, our existence. And since they are international banknotes, I want to return them back to the world. So right now I'm making translations into different languages. So far I have Japanese, Korean, French, Spanish, Catalan, Vietnamese, Chinese, German, Italian, and Arabic. And there are a few more versions coming out. In addition to the exhibition here in the Richmond Art Gallery, there are also 2 projects going on of my work, one in Waterfront Station and one in Lansdowne Station. Yeah, it's very interesting for me to turn these work back into exhibitions now from the books, because some of the work were made for galleries, and then some of the work were just made for the books. So there is always a desire to kind of show them in the gallery space again.